Hey, what's up guys? This is Cree coming to you from Austin, Texas, founder and CEO of Intelligence Marketing. And today I'm going to be sharing with you all the stuff that I know about different hosts and what the heck is a CMS. If you're here, you're probably wondering, what is a CMS? Like, what do I need to actually build a website? And I'm going to be talking about a couple different things. So be sure to stick around till the end of the video. I have a special thing I wanted to show you, a special offer, I guess, if you will, whatever, but a special thing that will help you get started for just $1. Right? So be sure to stick around to the end of the video. But in today's video, what we're going to be talking about is what is a CMS? What are the differences between the different CMSs? What would be best for the type of business that you're doing? The difference between running a lead gen business versus having a brick and mortar location. If you're a physician, clinician, attorney, if you're a dentist, what do you actually need to be able to run a business? What's the difference between like having a multi-site location versus having just a single site location? And then what do you actually need to be able to do business online? And do you need to have even an e-commerce store? Like, what are the differences between all the different technologies out there? Because there's a ton of technology, right? And so it can be very, very confusing. But what do you need as a business owner or as a starting business owner to get off the ground and get started? So stick around to the end of the video. Like I said, I'm gonna be sharing with you a special secret that I know of how to get started for just $1. And I'll see you guys on the inside. All right, cool. So I'm just here chatting with the support team over here at Siteground. So they've got really well documented steps on how to do almost everything that you could think of when it comes to web hosting. If you're more of a technology driven person, if you're more savvy, then going with someone like Siteground is actually going to be in your favor because they have just a ton of tools. They've got web hosting, WordPress hosting, WooCommerce for e-commerce functionality. If you're a less technical person, I wouldn't actually go with Siteground. I would go with something like I wouldn't go with Namecheap either. Namecheap is where I house all my domains. I would look at something like Wix or Weebly. And a lot of WordPress developers will turn their nose up at that. But the reason I like Wix or Weebly is that it's very easy to use. It's got a very easy to use interface. And when you look at the cost of your time, if you're making $300-400 an hour in your business, then for you to have to take time to learn how to write WordPress code and come in here into your website and be able to go into, I'll show you my website real quick. So Intelligence Marketing, I actually know how to write code. So I can go in here and I can actually edit this code. And I inserted, where is it? See if it pops up. Window data layer. I inserted Google Tag Manager myself. I had to teach myself how to do all of this stuff. But here's the Tag Manager right here. That's what I would recommend. If you're going to do a WordPress website, then go with Tag Manager, because Tag Manager allows you to put all of your tags, all your tracking pixels in one place. And if you have the right WordPress setup here, like you can see here in my back office, the WordPress dashboard, that's what I meant to say. Here in the dashboard, you've got a couple different tools. I always recommend, if you're gonna use WordPress, go with SiteKit by Google. It's built by Google. It's designed to work with Google products. And you can see here my plugins. We've got Contact Form 7. I don't like Gutenberg. And nested pages is critical for a WordPress website. And again, it just comes down to what you're doing. If you're going to be building a content-based business, go with WordPress. If you're going to be building a professional practice, or you already have a practice, but you want to basically add on calendar booking and pre-educating your clients and whatnot, we follow a 3-step framework: problem identification, how we solve it, and call to action. And that's really, you can do it on any type of platform. So you don't need to have WordPress in order to be able to do that. But this website basically is it's a business card, right? It's just a way of people being able to contact me. Let me pop over here real quick and see. It's the best if you do it, since there is an important disclaimer about the backups and emails. But anyways, so going real quick, high level. So like when you compare Weebly to WordPress, for a person, right? If you're a business, you probably want to go with professional. And I'm going to look at here right here. So just to kind of get an idea of what all is included, custom domain, really, if you're running a business, just get the domain. It's like $12 a year. It makes the most sense.
free is okay. I know some people that run their business with everything free. That's fine. This software that I'm using to record the video is free, right? I only get 5 minutes though, so my timer's running out. But I just stitched the videos together using Final Cut. So let's take a look and see what all it comes with, right? Advanced site stats, that's basically analytics. That's something that you need. Free domain, so that's $12 a year you save. Remove Square ads. Square is the payment processing system. As far as e-commerce goes, this is also like nice because you can basically, when they say SEO, they really mean this website is designed for SEO. It's designed for a one location business or like an online business. It's not designed for if you have like 15 offices. It has to do with website structure, It's much better to have a WordPress website when you're talking about a multi-location business. Like let's say you're a law firm that has 6 locations. It's much better to go WordPress than to go Weebly, simply from the standpoint that when you're talking about web architecture, like let's say I'm a law firm Dallas, right? Lawfirmdallas.com, right? Well, if I have a location over here and my location page is, let's not call it Law Firm Dallas, let's call it Law Firm Texas. My location is the Woodlands. Well, every other location that I want, I have to put the location page back here. But instead, if I build a WordPress multi-site, what I can do is I can put Dallas.lawfirmtexas, Austin.lawfirmtexas, Houston.lawfirmtexas, and El Paso. Every city that I want to rank in, I can put the city far to the left, which now sends a signal to Google that, hey, look, this is El Paso law firms. This is Dallas law firms. This is Houston law firms, right? Versus putting it back here, which Google reads left to right. So Google is going to place you in the search engines based on where your keywords are. And if your location page is further back, if like say you have categories, /locations / El Paso, right? Your location is all the way over here to the right versus putting it over here on the left. That's why it's much better to go with WordPress when you're talking about a multi-location business. If you're just talking about like one location, one office, you work from home, you work remote, right? Then you probably don't need to go with WordPress just because there's such a steep learning curve that, everybody's trying to sell WordPress hosting. Honestly, I would go with Weebly or Wix. And you can build some really nice websites. You have everything you need: lead capture, Instagram, pop-up notifications, chat and email support. They've got phone support with the professional version, which is huge. These guys are really great. I've had them go in and help me with domain name changes, help me with redirects, help me with taking my Namecheap domains. I buy them over here because they're only like $9 or something like that. So let me just say goodbye to this guy. Awesome. So be nice to your support. They will support you. So Wix, let's talk about Wix. Creating a beautiful website. So Wix and Weebly and Squarespace and let's see, who are some of the other website builders? Those are pretty much the big 3. These guys run quite a bit of ads on Google, and cool. They're pretty good when it comes to web speed, when it comes to designs. They've got a lot of templates here. It's drag and drop. It's very easy to use, and the editor makes it look really professional. So you can get really professionally designed websites. You can hire a designer, and you can also just build it yourself if you want to save a little bit of money. It's nothing wrong with that. Even if you have, you're making a lot of money, right? Nothing wrong with spending a little bit of time on the weekends. But if it ends up taking up, hours each week trying to manage your website, that's where you start costing yourself a lot of money. So professional blogs, logo makers, custom domains, SEO tools, they're also fairly good about SEO. And they have like an SEO getting started kit. And they also have Facebook and email ads. And I believe that both of these guys give you Google ads, like $100 credit or something like that. So they'll show you how to create a website. But these guys are more focused on the DIY market. So you're not going to find as many professional designers or web programmers working in this space. There's kind of like this stigma in WordPress community where it's like, if you can't build on WordPress, then, why waste your time with Weebly and Wix? And the answer is like, because Weebly and Wix actually offer really good options for small business owners that allow you to build a very simple but powerful website. Eye-catching templates, free reliable web hosting, powerful SEO tools. One of the biggest problems is, having to hire on a full-time staff member to deal with your website, right? That's where it can be kind of costly. So let's check out the pricing page real quick and just kind of compare them. So business e-commerce plans, enterprise plans, just website plans. Let's see business, what they have going on here. So full VIP suite, $49 a month. Secure payments, so you got payment processing. You got recurring payments, customer accounts, custom domain. That's again $15 a year. Nothing to write home about, but free domain for a year. Remove Wix ads. You don't really want Wix ads; it just doesn't look professional. They give you 50 gigs of space as well, which is actually quite a bit. You can also get like a Google Drive account, and like they give you 15 gigs, but Google charges you money every month to have like 100 gigs or whatever. And then they got a $300 ad voucher, which is basically your hosting for like 6 months, right? So you're getting $300 of free Google ads to be able to help launch your business. And I think all in all, it's like if you pay, let's see, they got everything. It's a business suite, basically. You've got e-commerce platform, subscription, billing. You've got tax accounting. You can sell on social channels, sell on marketplaces, drop ship. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, and people turn their nose up at Wix and Weebly and say, yeah, that's like a basic builder. They've got enterprise accounts too, So starting at $500 a month, right? So I think their goal, most of these platforms, their goal is to get you to start with them. And the big difference between Wix, Weebly, and what WordPress has going on is WordPress started out as free, as WordPress.org, and it's kind of like the original web programming software, right? It's called a CMS, Content Management System. It's like the CMS, right? So WordPress really totes itself as being a content-based system. It's not really designed for e-commerce. It's more for hobby blogs, for news sites and stuff like that. It's great for affiliate sites. You can build some substantial affiliate sites. And if you don't believe me, you can go over to empireflippers.com. Check out their listings. These are actually businesses being sold, right? They're online businesses, and they have a very intensive vetting process. But you can see how they some of the different ways that people monetize, right? Digital products, display advertising, dropship, e-commerce, info products, lead gen, SaaS, service providers, subscriptions. Almost all of these lend themselves to being friendly on WordPress, right? E-commerce is the exception. Shopify is just the better e-commerce type platform, in my opinion. Wix and Weebly both offer e-commerce integration. So if you start there with a content-based business and you decide you want to add e-commerce functionality, then you can go with either one of these. They're both really good. They both offer good support. Same thing with Shopify as well. Offers good support. Shopify is not that blog oriented, at least not the last time I saw it. So there's a lot of different software that you can buy, but basically I'm going to be creating a spreadsheet that kind of gives a side-by-side comparison of all the different softwares that you can do for CMS, and then also compare it to some business suites, right? Kind of like a business robust suite like Zoho One, or using something like, trying to think, like HubSpot. HubSpot has a small business plan that's only $75 a month, and that offers some unique functionality. It's not really e-commerce geared. E-commerce is more going to be Shopify, Weebly, Wix, even some WordPress if you add in WooCommerce. But WooCommerce can be like expensive to deploy. It can cost anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 to $20,000 for a real WooCommerce expert to build one. So I wouldn't recommend it for anybody that's just starting out. But you can see here, these monthly net profit for some of these businesses is substantial, and they're selling for $2.4 million. Again, it's based off of a multiplier based on EBITDA, which is the earnings before income and taxes, I believe. And you can see right here, it's a 36 multiplier. So, I mean, like, you could build a real business with, some of these web softwares that cost, this costs $49 a month. Shopify costs like $29 a month. And then once you get to a point where it's like, let's see, pricing. Business with one retail store, $79 a month, right? The basic store is $29. So you can start there and grow into this. And then advanced is, 2+ retail stores, or you just stick with the $79 a month plan, and you're looking at like $948 a year. But then you've got a business opportunity of like they're making $68,000 a month total monthly revenue and then net profit. So they're at what is that? Let's call it 70K divided by 218. They're at a 32% profit margin, right? And that's going to include their Shopify store. So email list of 10,000 subscribers, Amazon Seller Central, domain, and all the site content files, right? Social media accounts, 2 trademarks, SOPs, brand assets, affiliate accounts, copyrighter contracts. So these are real legitimate businesses that you can start out with, and using some of these different tools, like you can build a substantial business. Now you can also build a really substantial business offline as well. Let me just get these guys out of the way. Boop. So we'll just kind of stack these up side by side. So again, depending on what you're doing, maybe you want to go with Weebly for e-commerce. Maybe you want to go with Wix for e-commerce. Maybe you want to go with Shopify, right? I would say they're all very friendly. So let me see if I can log in real quick and show you my the actual dashboard. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, he's just trying to hang up with me. Okay, cool. These guys, again, they're super supportive, so I'd recommend them for sure. So Weebly, we'll dive into that actually. I'm going to show you some of the different site hosting platforms when it comes to WordPress. So close out of this guy. So you've got, so probably the most notable is GoDaddy. There we go. So GoDaddy ran a bunch of Super Bowl ads, and they are basically just most notable for grab a domain for just $11.99 for your first year, which is okay. But then once you get into it, you end up having, it's like $15 a month. Most domain providers, these guys are a DNS provider, or domain names provider, and they started with that, and then they built out into all these other assets. So like SSL security certificates, can't talk today. They sell those. They're like, I want to say like $10 a year or something like that. WordPress hosting, websites and online store management. And their model is based off of a recurring revenue model. So basically they're wholesaling these domains. They go to a centralized domain name registrar, which I want to say it's Icon, ICANN. That's where everything is registered. So domains are registered. People have to provide a certain amount of information. You can mask your domain name, or you can mask your information on there. But basically, these guys are domain brokers, right? So they're gonna sell you a website URL. Now you still have to tie that in to the actual web asset, right? The CMS system, and you can buy a domain here, and then you can set up your website over here, and you can transfer the domain, or you can just simply buy and set up your website through Wix, Weebly, Shopify. Squarespace is another one of them. Squarespace. And basically everybody is trying to come up with their own web solution, right? They're trying to become a marketing suite. Mailchimp is another one. Mailchimp is also offering social media management. They're offering email marketing. That's their core bread and butter. They're also doing websites now. So they'll give you access to a website and the website builder, marketing CRM, which is not the same thing as a sales CRM. It's more geared towards moving people through automatically, like automation. And so you've got like a lot of different options, right? And I don't want to get too into the weeds of things, but let's just look at the domain name. Let's see what I'm trying to say. GoDaddy will offer website management, but strictly WordPress or more complicated ways like Drupal. And if you want to get really into coding, you can learn about Drupal. And so they got WooCommerce as well. I'm not a big fan of GoDaddy just because I feel like they're a little bit too big for their shoes now. So they do offer support and everything, but when you start looking at like comparing them versus looking at like a Siteground, I'm going to see if I can unsign. Yeah, there we go. So Siteground offers all these functionalities, right? Web hosting, WordPress, WooCommerce, cloud hosting. When you actually get into the back dashboard, right? These guys are really fast. They're based out of Europe, I want to say Eastern Europe. So like Serbia, Slovakia, Croatia, and I want to say we got some people in the Ukraine. They got some, so they have a lot of these really smart English-speaking support and tech guys that can be on the phone with you, that can be on the chat support line, and they're basically available 24/7. So I really like these guys because they're fast, they're easy to use, and they're making their system easier and easier to deploy. Now you can also go with something like DreamHost. Right, DreamHost is another web hosting provider. Then there's also Ionos. All right, so if you guys stick around to the end, I'm actually going to show you how you can get a domain name for just $1. Right, it's kind of plastered all over their website, but there's one thing that you have to actually go through in order to make sure that you for sure get the domain for just $1. Even if you already registered as a user for Ionos. But these guys have been around since like 1992 or something like that, and they offer pretty much everything. They offer domain names, SSL certificates, websites and stores, hosting, WordPress, marketing. One thing I really like though is that they've invested in some technology to help people with SEO, search engine optimization, and that's one of my biggest pain points when it comes to helping clients with SEO. Is that many people get started with just whatever hosts and they just jump right in, but they don't actually structure their website correctly. And like right now we're going through a big web overhaul for one of our clients. It's multiple thousands of dollars, and it's in like the $5,000 to $15,000 range, right? And the biggest thing is that the client is going to get an asset that, like I said, with if you look at where'd it go? If you look at over here, Empire Flippers, right, they're going to get a web asset that they're going to be able to actually sell as part of their business if they ever decide to, right? And that's the biggest thing is if you look at multipliers with a lead gen website, right? So they're in the physical space. If they build a properly structured website that's generating tons of traffic, what they can actually do is they can sell that website separately from their physical brick and mortar location. And if you look at let's see, so this is a home-based lead gen website. So the monthly revenue is $2,500, monthly net profit, 42 times multiplier, listing site is $103,000, right? So they built a $103,000 business based on 12-month pricing period. Monthly revenue is $2,500. Now you can also get to a point where, let's say you want to do like a multi-site, so you have say 15 cities, just multiply this by 15, right? So that's the power of being able to build leverage and being able to build systems. These guys, majority of the traffic comes from direct. Organic search is 41%. Now I can tell you that the client that we have has quite a bit of search, but isn't converting any of the search, right? None of the leads are actually coming through. So we can fix that, and we can fix their flow so they're getting leads, and they're getting qualified leads that are knocking on the door saying, hey, can I buy your service? Can I get your service? Can you help me with my problem? And so you can actually see all the data right here, right? I'm a little concerned with this. The gross revenue looks like it's dropping a little bit, but in the last 6 months, looks pretty solid, over 12 months, and then overall time. So this might be like a Google slap. They might have been doing some, bad SEO, and then they kind of haven't really done much. You can kind of see this bounce. So February, it looks like September, so there's not really a good trend there. In terms of page views, you've got this massive surge, probably some advertising right there. They probably spent quite a bit of money on ads, and it looks like, so you've got earnings versus traffic, right? Their traffic is pretty small. That's not a whole lot of traffic, right? But they're still earning a really decent revenue. So again, the more traffic you get, the more theoretically that you should be converting. But these are all things to take into account whenever you're looking at where you're going to be hosting, because you really have to understand that if you're not just doing this as a hobby, it's not just like a blog where you're just blogging. It's alrighty. So right now I'm on hold with an apartment complex that we're looking at doing another mass release with, and I'm going to try and wrap up this video. If I do have to take that call, I'll just bounce over there real quick and come back. But I wanted to show you guys. Just turn this volume down a little bit. I wanted to show you guys the rest of this website, because we have what's really interesting about Ionos is that you can actually set up just like email forwarding. So you can set up like I have a bunch of emails in here, but basically we have our lease business for short-term rentals, and we also have our real estate investing business tied under this as well. So I've gotten a flavor of like using everything basically because I've got domain forwarding here, not at the moment. You can also do, what's really interesting is you can do email forwarding. So you can set up multiple emails. Let's see, manage email addresses. You can do up to 10, right? Which is really useful if you're going to be doing like real estate lead gen, or you're going to be doing lead gen on Craigslist or something like that, because you can set up a different email account and have a different email in every single state. So if you want to do like virtual wholesaling, hey, what's up? Cool.
To see if that gets approved, and then once we hear back from that, then we can, if you wanted.
So anyways, that was a apartment complex that we're doing a master lease with. That's just one aspect. I'm always hesitant to like share, some of the stuff that we're doing because I don't want people to like think, oh, that's all they do. It's like, no, we actually we have partners that do 7-bedroom houses that have, there's 6,000 square feet with a pool and 2 acres. And we also have partners that just do, they have like 17 units of, 1 bedroom, 1 bath that they're just performing assets, right? It's just building a portfolio. And I know people that have 100 units in their portfolio, which is just way too much for me personally. But the thing is, that's nice about those is that you can build them and they're sellable. So anyways, we'll get back to this web stuff because I really want to wrap this video up. I don't want it to be super long, but when you're looking at comparisons, it's like, okay, so if we're not going to be, I'm going to just talk from a standpoint of not e-commerce because I think e-commerce right now is just like, everybody wants to talk about e-commerce, which is great. But if you're looking from a standpoint of, okay, I don't really like Mailchimp either, so we're going to knock that out as well. Just looking from a standpoint of hosting providers. So we've got Siteground, which is the one I use, and I like Siteground a lot. And we're going to just kind of stack these up side by side. So Siteground has web hosting and WordPress hosting. There's a little bit of a difference because web hosting allows you to do things like Drupal, Joomla, Magento. WordPress hosting is strictly WordPress. There's also WooCommerce. I would recommend if you're going to do WooCommerce, go with a WordPress hosting first, then add on WooCommerce. What I would do is I would just come in here to web hosting, and depending on where your business is, you're going to want to pick one of the different options. I would recommend for any established business that has at least $250,000 a year or more revenue, you go with Grow Big or Go Geek, just from the standpoint that the speed is going to be better and the number of website visits, right? It says unmetered traffic, but this actually gives you better support. And it also gives you, let's see, what's the difference? PHP, which is the type of code, it's way faster. Daily backups are included in all of them. And the web space is the biggest thing. So as you add more content, if you already have an established business, think about it like this. If you have a business that's in 5 cities, you only need 1 website. But if you have, say, multiple types of different lead gen services, like what's the best way to say this? If you have multiple lead in sources, websites are different than, websites are different than domain names, right? The biggest difference between these 2 packages is if you go with a smaller package, right? If you go with the smaller package and it's getting 10,000 visits and then you end up breaking past that, you're going to end up having to upgrade anyways, and then the websites don't really matter. But these are actual web instances. So if you look at my dashboard back here, you look at hosting, websites. See, I think this is mine. So I've got 3 different websites right here. Technically, I can have up to 5. So I can go ahead and add 2 more websites here before I have to upgrade. But you really honestly don't need 5, right? Hosting providers do this as a way of trying to like get you to buy a bigger package. The biggest difference is the web space and the visits. This is 40 gigs of space, which is a lot of stuff, and 100,000 visits. Again, I like this program. This is for first year only, and then this is if you are buying on an annual basis. So web providers will always do this. They'll say, okay, it's $24.99 a month if you buy the whole year, right? If you buy even more, then what you're going to get is, if you go with this guy, let me just show you. So on the checkout page, that's if you pay. So that's for the first year only, right? You pay 12 months in advance. If you pay monthly, it's $29 a month. If you pay 36 months, it's $17.49 a month, right? You can pay it up to 36 months. You don't have to though, right? I like 12-month plans. Some people say that there's better SEO if you go with longer plans. If I go with these guys, let's see. I just go with web hosting. Let's just log out here. So again, if you have a business, if you already have an existing business, $10 a month, unlimited websites, unlimited storage, unlimited databases, domain for a year, enhanced CPU and meme resources. But on the flip side, if you're running a low traffic, high dollar per customer business, then you may not need a whole lot of traffic, right? This is saying it's good for, one website, 10 gigs of storage, 10 databases, professional email included, et cetera, blah, 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 blah. Let's see all the details. First 12 months. I would look at business and above just because you get better performance. Level 2, level 5, basic. Yeah, expert. Up to 6 gigs of RAM, 512 megabytes of RAM. This is huge, right? Because when you think about your website load speeds are SEO. Load speeds are search engine optimization. If someone can't load your website on a 3G iPhone, right? If I take my iPhone out, I'll show you. If they can't pull your website up on this screen right here, then it doesn't matter how much great content you have on your website. If it can't load, and this is indicative of loading, right? RAM. How much RAM you have, that's a big jump. That is 12 times as much RAM for 12 months for $4 per month. 12 months so it's $10 a month. For $4 more a month, you get 12 times as much RAM. That's crazy. That's huge. $10 a month, that's $120 a year. You're paying $120 a year, and you get, versus 6 times 12 is 72. So you for $50 more a year, you get 6 gigs more, let's say 5.5 gigs more RAM. That's basically all you need to know. Everything else is pretty much the same. WordPress performance, 2 out of 4, 4 out of 4. I mean, this is if you're running a really high traffic website, or that's basically it. Unlimited web space, unlimited traffic. Again, you could start with this basic plan and upgrade later on, but I mean, why not just go ahead and get the discount up front, right? That's what their philosophy is sell them on the discount up front. You get a free domain, get free sub-hosting, 24/7 support. So, and you can get a $1 domain and then add this service on, or you can just get 12 months for $1, right? 12 months for $1 is a great discount up front, and then normal price is $10 a month. That's great. I just started with using Siteground, and that's why I have it here. But at the same time, it's like if I had known about Ionos when I first started, I probably would have gone with Ionos. DreamHost is another web provider. I don't really know too much about them. I'm just putting them here just so you have a reference. You can check them out, do your own due diligence. When we look at domains, they've got $7 domains. It's fine. Always go with the .com domain. So like .com, and like let's say I want to do one on hats, right? It's out. So they go back up to $15.99 a year, and I want to say Ionos is like $15.99 a year. That's one of the ways that they make their money is through selling and servicing domains, and then just continually get that renewal. It's kind of like insurance renewals. Once the insurance agent sells you the insurance, then they get renewals every single year, as long as you renew with them. Most people don't really transfer their domains, so they have a really big reoccurring revenue business. Domain name, Namecheap, not great for hosting, good for domains. Very inexpensive. If I want to do breadmakerhats.com, that's not how you spell hats, but whatever. That's how you spell hats. But breadmakerhats.com, $8 a year. That's $8 a year indefinitely, right? You don't have to pay a premium. You're paying that every year. Versus coming over here where these domain providers are going to give you like a discount, like a lead-in service, and then they're going to give you, what's this? 29 for a lifetime. Yeah, that doesn't look like domains. But yeah, so your domains are going to be $7.99 limited time, and then they're going to bump up to the normal $15 a year, $16 a year, basically. So the cost of registering domains like $5, something like that with Icon. So Namecheap's not really making a whole lot of money on these. There's not a lot of spread there. But if they get you to get like, you're like, oh man, it's so cheap, and you get 50 domains, and then they're getting like, say 10,000 customers a month, they're making a pretty decent business. But the average, I think, is like 1 or 2. Most people don't really have that many domains, if any. So you can register your domains here. That's what I do, and then I just link them to my other websites. But let's see, DreamHost, WordPress. Let's see what the WordPress hosting costs. So you want to, this is WordPress done for you. This is hosting, and there's a lot of different types of hosting, but shared hosting is you're sharing space on a server. So think of it like a shared user on your computer. I've got mine. So think of shared hosting like sharing a computer, right? You got a physical computer, you got 2 users. I'm sharing my space with them. We're sharing hard drive space. There's only so many pictures and videos and stuff like that you can shove inside the computer before it says, hey, you got to upgrade your storage, or you have to get a bigger computer. So that's the same thing with servers. Is they're literally computers that you're sharing storage space and processing power. And this is like sharing utilities, like your internet service provider. When you have a dedicated line, that's what you're getting right here. Specifically designed, dedicated line. These are, you get your own computer in the warehouse that stores your data, that gives you your RAM, etc. And you get 30 gigs of storage. WordPress is pre-installed, which is really nice. And it's $16 a month, right? So you compare that to Ionos. Ionos is still, again, for most businesses, you don't really need to worry too much about the speed. If you start to experience speed issues, then you can look at migrating it out. WordPress, WP Engine is the other one. This is the one I really recommend. I think everybody should go WP Engine. I learned about WP Engine after I started my Siteground account, and I'm still considering moving over there, but I don't have a ton of high volume websites. I have more high ticket websites. So I focus more on getting goods and services and products for clients that generate a ton of revenue per sale. And that way we don't need to have as much traffic to the website in order to make a really decent return. So if you look at plans and pricing, WP Engine is managed hosting is what you want to go with. They offer several different plans. I don't ever look at the cheapest option just because it lacks the support, but you can always start there and you can upgrade to higher and higher levels. One thing that's nice about WP Engine, though, is that they offer 24/7 support on all levels. So you get $25 per month. Annual discounts already applied. If you look at monthly, this is the actual monthly cost, right? So $60 a month, you get managed hosting professional, managed hosting startup is $30 a month, and managed hosting growth plan. If you want to do annually, some people like the savings. Other people like to extend their cash flow and not make their cash flow lumpy. So if you look at like annually, it's $590 a year. So you're going to be paying $300, $590, or $1190, $1150. This is just how they break it down, just to try and draw your eyes to a cheaper price. This is your actually monthly cost. So again, savings or not, whatever, if you want. This is a great place to start because you're getting a bunch of themes to choose from, automation, but the number of sites included is 3. So you can start with just one site. If you find that you need to get more traffic, you're getting a lot of visits or impressions, and you're getting a lot of repeat customers, most people will really be fine with this. This is totally fine. $30 a month is your entry level price. I know I keep going back and forth, but it's like, as a web developer, I just like having more sites. This says it's got 10. If this one's got like unlimited or whatever, monthly visitors. Because what really happens is if you're focusing on growing your business correctly, you will start to notice a lot of traffic. Just with a few thousand people on your YouTube channel, you could be generating a lot of traffic. So if your website doesn't have enough bandwidth, which is this per month, then it could crash your website. And if your website crashes, you lose money, right? So for me, it's like, why not just invest a little bit more money into getting the higher level hosting plan? That way, later on down the road, you don't have to deal with website crashes. And hey, can you upgrade my account, please? Again, if you're bootstrapping your business, this is not the option for you. You can go with something like Dream Hosting or Ionos, great bootstrapping company. Even Namecheap's okay, but if you're going to be like if you're a chiropractor or a dentist or a clinician or like a one-person operation, I would go with Weebly or Wix, or even look at Squarespace. But if you're going to be working with a developer or a designer, someone that understands SEO, or you want to learn SEO, WordPress is the best for SEO. It's more technical, but it's going to get you better results in the long run. So anyways, I hope that helps you out. I'm not going to get into the builders just because it's basically all of these guys work with WordPress. WordPress is think of WordPress like, WordPress is the content manager, right? It's content management system. So you can kind of plug all these things in. It's like a transformer, right? So it can transform and take shape to whatever it wants. You guys have seen the Transformers movie. If you want to build an e-commerce platform, you can build it into WordPress. If you want to build a blog and do like a news site, you can do that. If you want to monetize with affiliate offers or with ads traffic or ads display advertising, you can. It's all functional within WordPress. Whereas something like Wix or Weebly, they really walk you through step by step how to set it up. So I'll see if I can sign in right here and show you kind of the back end of things, right? Oh, login. There we go. Alrighty, so right here. So this is really cool because, again, like I said, if you're a small business owner, you don't really have to get technical. You don't have to install a bunch of plugins. Out of the box, it comes ready to go. You've got marketing and SEO. They've got training in here. You can learn how to develop triggered emails. But the one thing I don't really like too much about this is that it's got a bunch of upsells. So like if you want to get the email marketing automation, you have to pay a pretty decent premium for it. They get you to create this for free or whatever, but there's better email marketing software out there on the market. It's just if you don't want to get super technical, you want to just do everything bundled together, then I think your annual for professional is, let's see, what was the cost? Billing history. So you can see how much I spent on one website, but the annual for professional is $220 a year. So again, not super bad. That's the premium plan. That'll get you fast speeds as well as also a domain as well. So you get the domain, you get fast speeds, you get professionals available that you can tap into. You can do, let's see, here's the homepage for the marketing and SEO. And social media posts, a video maker, marketing integrations, a website builder. I mean, it's got everything done for you. So you can take these kind of like little courses, and then this is their marketing automation system. So you can promote your business. You can get SEO tools, video maker, as well as also email marketing campaigns, right? So there's quite a bit built into these guys. Integrate more tools. The thing is that their percentage of the market of the internet is somewhat limited, right? But it's a good all-in-one system for small businesses. And Weebly is basically the same thing. Weebly is, I want to say they're owned by Square, but they offer a pretty robust offering, So, and then also too, if you end up getting set up with Weebly or Wix or Square or WordPress or whatever, check out their affiliate programs, because some people have a bad taste in their mouth from affiliates. But the thing is like, if you love a product, right, you're going to refer people to it anyways. You might as well get a little piece of that referral so that this company doesn't have to pay for advertising. Because every time they come over here, Weebly.com, right? If I did like a website builder, so WP Studios, Webflow, Lead Pages, these guys are all paying a pretty penny for this this traffic right here. And GoDaddy pops up for number 1 for website builder. They're organically ranking here. But if we look at like Squarespace, they're number 2 or number 4. Number 5 is Wix. Number 6 is websitebuilder.com. Number 7 is Weebly, right? So if Weebly wants to actually compete here on the top, they've got to pay for the ad placement. And if I go over here and check out Keyword Planner, I can show you how much that actual click costs, right? So if I go into Keyword Planner, I'll show you that to rank for this term using paid advertising, Website Builder is going to cost them, wait for it, trying to get my posture better. Alrighty. How much is it going to cost? All right, so it's going to cost them up to $32 a click, right? It might take 50 or 60 clicks for people to actually convert into a customer. Let's say at 30%, you're getting 30 leads. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and show you how to get a website domain for just $1. That's right, $1. All you need is $1 to get started with a website, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. We're going to go ahead and head over to Google. Now, I have to make sure that my cookies are cleared, because if not, then I might not see the advertisement. But there is an advertisement that you want to look for. You're going to want to type in 1 and 1, and you're going to hit enter in Google. And that's going to pull up this $1 web hosting, $1 domain for a year. These are some special offers that they're running. Now, if you haven't already set up an account with Ionos, you can go ahead and get a domain for just $1. And this is cool. This is something that we show our real estate investing clients, is you can actually set up a domain and then do domain forwarding, and you can set up multiple Craigslist accounts to do lead gen. You can hand it off to an employee or a trainee, someone that can go out there and generate leads for you. You can actually set up multiple email forwarding accounts so that you can run different campaigns to then drive traffic back to your email. But the whole reason why we use this is because it's a very easy, quick way of getting started, and you don't have to put a whole lot of thought into it. So again, if you head over to Google and you Google search 1 and 1, 1 and 1, then this will pull up. You should see this ad. If you click right here, then it's going to ask you to go ahead and set up a new account. Now, I wouldn't recommend setting up a new account each and every single time, but it's a great way for you to get started, especially if you have like literally you're bootstrapping with just $1. Like you can get a website up and running, and then you can actually go and learn, with YouTube for free, how to go and create SEO and search content. I would say this though, is like, so you can get a domain for just a year. You just type in your domain name. Like, let's say you want to do, Tri-City dumpster rentals, right? And you can check and see if it's available. And if it's available, you can go ahead and purchase it right on the spot. Look at that. So Tri-City dumpster rentals, you might be in a tri-state area. Like you might be up in, I think it's like Minnesota area. Like you might have a city that's right on the border of 3 states. That's a great domain. You can also do like your city name, plus, and then whatever niche that you're in. So like maybe it's fire safety, right? So maybe you're going to start a fire safety website. So you just put in like, I wouldn't go with a big city like Los Angeles or Austin or Houston or Dallas or anything like that, because those are just too big. But actually you might still, if you put in Dallas fire safety, you might still be able to create a nice lead generation website. If you're an attorney, a physician or a medical service provider, or you're, a chiropractor or a dentist, then you'd probably want to put something to the effect of dental, and then dentistry, and then your city name. So like, we could do Brownsville, right? Brownsville, and see if it's available. And you can try different variants of that. So you can try dentistry Brownsville. Looks like it's taken. Maybe we want to try Brownsville. Come on. It's free. And you do want to try and get the .com domain. You don't want to try and get the other domains. So you got to get kind of creative with this, right? But you want to look at search terms in Google and try to create a domain that's as close to that search term as possible. So like what I mean by that is you head over to Keyword Planner. This is Google's free tool that you can use, and they want to give this tool to you for free because they want you to actually advertise with them. But you can go to Keyword Planner, you can set up an account, and then once you're in the account, you can go ahead and start running different searches for that. And you can find different search terms that are high traffic volume, low competition, and that will help you with ranking in your city. So bear with me just a moment. All right, so I just did a quick search for dentist near me, and here are a couple different search terms that you could try incorporating in your URL. So you could do, if you're a pediatric dentist, you might do pediatric dentistry of, and then insert your city, or city name pediatric dentist, or top pediatric dentist, then your city name. You can try a lot of the different variants, but you're looking for a domain that's available and that you don't have to spend a lot of money on. Emergency dentists, and then insert your city's name. Best dentist, insert your city's name. Child dentist or dentist for children, insert your city's name. And that way, if you're niching down, what will happen is you'll show up more for that search term. So those are just some different ideas. The more expensive the clicks, the better that URL is going to be. And then when you go and set it up here in Ionos, you're going to be able to then claim that, stake that domain. And then you can always do domain forwarding to... You can always forward that domain to a different website if you have it. So like, let's say you're using ClickFunnels or you're using Wix or Weebly to build the website. You can always forward that domain, but it would make more sense just to use a platform. So if you're going to use WordPress, and you're starting out from scratch, or you're a small business owner, you have less than 5 employees, check out Ionos. Look at registering a domain there. If you already have a WordPress host, or you already have a name registrar that you use, then I would just recommend doing it on your domain registrar. Like for instance, if you use GoDaddy for everything, just go over to GoDaddy and search for it. Yeah, you're going to pay like $15 more a year, but it's like you only get $1 off for the first year. Then after that, it becomes $20 a year. But this is cool for somebody that's just starting out. If you're trying to start an e-commerce business, trying to start a lead generation company, trying to start an advertising company, trying to start an online business in any make, shape, or fashion, then this is a cool way of getting started. You don't have to come out a lot of money in a pocket, and you can also learn how to do WordPress. And Ionos actually has a pretty good SEO training inside of their WordPress modules. So I would definitely recommend them. I would also recommend, if you're an established business and you do more than $250,000 a year, check out WP Engine if you're thinking WordPress. If you're thinking that you want to just simply create an all-in-one marketing suite, Wix or Weebly are great for local businesses. And if you want to work with a designer, our agency actually does design in WordPress. We strictly work in WordPress and with HubSpot clients. We don't work with any Wix or Weebly. If you have a Wix or Weebly website, we can migrate it over, but we won't work in Wix or Weebly just because our team is proficient and trained on WordPress and with HubSpot and integrating the two. And if we have to take time to go over and learn a new platform, then we take time away from our clients. And we also don't do you a great service because our skill set and our base is in WordPress and HubSpot. So we're much more proficient at that. We can create much better results for our clients, and we spend a lot less of our time, and we spend less time away from our clients in order to do that. So if you're a dentist, if you're a physician, a clinician, if you're a chiropractor, if you practice law, then our agency is accepting new clients right now. So you're welcome to head over to intelligencemarketing.com and fill out the form. Be happy to get on a phone call with you. Our other agency is elaunchers.com, and we build robust marketing systems that help dentists, physicians, clinicians, and attorneys create these marketing machines that will work in the background and generate clients and patients for you. So if you want to check more of that out, head over to elaunchers.com, fill out the form, and schedule a call with our agency owner, Partif. And if you want to talk with me more about digital marketing, how to do profitable ad campaigns, or how to generate leads, then head over to intelligencemarketing.com, fill out the form, and I'd be happy to hop on a call with you and go over with you some of the ways that we help our clients. So thanks, guys. If you got value out of this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below. And also hit the bell icon to get notified when we come out with a new video. And I'll see you guys next time.
Hey, and last thing real quick, if you're still here, be sure to check out the different links that I included down below. They are affiliate links, so if you do click on any of them, if you go sign up through WP Engine, through Ionos, or if you go into Wix or Weebly, we do get a small affiliate fee, but the reason why those companies have those programs is because they don't have to pay for advertising, right? So by mentioning them on our channel, you're supporting this channel, but at the same time, it doesn't cost you any more money. So if you do click on those links, be sure before you click on those links, go to Google Chrome, hit preferences, hit clear browsing cookies, right? You want to clear the cache, then you want to click on the link, then we'll get credit. And again, it's a small, tiny little affiliate fee, but it does help our channel and it helps me keep creating this content so that I can keep adding value to you guys. So again, if you're going to look at setting up a WordPress website, a Wix website, a Weebly website, a Squarespace website, if you want to set up any of those, be sure to click some of the links down below, and I'll be sure to also add some links to other videos about how to design in WordPress, Weebly, Wix, and I'll be also showing you guys how we design in WordPress, some of our different systems and processes that we implement for our clients at our marketing agency, and then I'll also share with you guys some tips and tricks that I've learned from 7 years of some trial and error, and also working with hundreds of different accounts. So I really look forward to hearing from you guys, what you guys thought about this video. Comment down below. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to get notified whenever we come out with another video. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.